Okay, we have arrived at our little house in the woods in the province of Segovia.
It's not ours though, remember?
No, it's Yoly's parents, but it's in Castilla y Leon in the middle of Spain. We've started coming here a lot just to get away from the hustle and bustle in Madrid, and so we want to bring you along this weekend and kind of show you what this, little corner of the country is like. We need to get the house set up, water on, electricity, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll give you the grand tour. Now we're gonna light this fire. I don't know what that is. Looks medieval. I get this firewood basket, which is medieval, and get the wood. Yoly, do you think I'm good at building a fire?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's better.
You. Well, you think you're better, but there's always a little battle every time we're here, right? About who builds the best fire.
I find myself struggling lately.
Yeah?
I've lost practice.
We're not going to show the full property, so there's going to be some tight angles, just, for privacy reasons. But we're going to make it work. You're going to feel the nature. So when you first get here in the winter, it's colder inside than outside. One of the first tasks as well is turning on the water and the gas, get the heating going, is to build the fire. Now, yeah, there's central heating, that's enough, but it's amazing having the fire here. I grew up making the fire every day after school, growing up in Wellington in New Zealand. It was my job when I got home at 3:30 from school, but that was a long time ago. El Corte Inglés magazine from 1993, El País. 1991 as well. That's the wonderful thing about places like these houses in the woods, is that everything you don't want in your normal home just goes here, which almost creates this random collection of stuff that takes on its own meaning and its own sense of style. It's like just the style of all rejected things. I could use this thing, which is, you see it there? It's an arts and craft project that Yoly did when she was very young. It's another thing these kind of homes have, is random things that, again, 20 years old, he's matched, longer, 25 years old. So I'm gonna use the light. What do you think? Not bad, huh? I think under the pressure of filming myself, I actually did one of the best jobs I've ever done. So what's going on down here?
Well, I had to fix the fire.
Oh, really?
You started it properly, but then it just died down.
For the illustrative purposes of this video, this is a tumbler. And this is the kind of place where you drink from tumblers, which I was saying is kind of pretentious, because it's like, oh, it's all rustic, I'm in a house, I'm not going to use wine glasses. But it's also because the wine glasses that Yoly's parents have are tiny, so
yeah,
I'm drinking from tumblers that aren't tumblers. All right, Yoly, should we give our friends a house tour?
Of course.
Let's do the grand tour.
Let's do it.
So, Yoly, the first thing that I wondered when I walked into this house in Segovia probably 10 years ago was this guy up here. Your father is not a hunter.
My dad is not a hunter, and actually we have no relative that is a hunter. So this was a present from a relative of a relative.
What does this house mean to you?
What are we here?
Yeah.
So at some point my parents decided that they wanted what we call a second home, like a holiday home. And we've been coming here since I was 8 years old. So
what does it mean to you?
It's very special to me.
We've spent time here with Yoly's parents and family, but never come much over the last 10 years that we've been living together in Spain. But with Lucia being born, I had this nesting sensation, like, oh my God, I want to go. And my father grew up on a farm. We used to go there growing up. And so the idea of having a magical escape is really important to me for childhood.
I think I've nested with our apartment back in Madrid, and you've nested here.
I've nested in the woods. All right, let's look at some of the stuff.
Yay.
What I love about the decor here, and we're going to see as we explore, is that it's just a random collection of stuff. Jug from Botín, the oldest restaurant in the world.
Vuelve tortillas.
Vuelve tortillas.
Yeah.
A tortilla.
To make
Vuelve. A random jug from Ávila.
So it's pretty much...
What's RDO?
Recuerdo. Souvenir.
Oh, wow.
So it's short for souvenir.
Oh my God, it's like literally a souvenir from Ávila that says souvenir from Ávila. That is amazing. I don't think we have in English the culture of writing souvenir from Ávila on your souvenirs from Ávila, but I think that's amazing.
Souvenir from Manchester.
Just in case you weren't sure. It's like, don't use this, it's a souvenir. Remember. These are the same bottles from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever has aperitif. Yoli's parents don't have aperitif.
Say, recuerdo de aperitivo.
Yeah,
you
true,
know, like, do
true.
not drink.
This was what people drank in the 70s in Spain, as my friend Paco told me. And then what do we got? A little bit of Moscatel. Someone's been into this. Uh-oh.
But we must refer to the random art.
Of
I love the random art. Homes like this must have, you know, second homes must have random art.
Yeah.
Including the Roman theater of Merida. Hang on, what's this sword in the Grand Mueble?
Well, this is the Gran Mueble, of course. I hope
A
you
mueble
know
is a
that.
piece of furniture.
This is the sword with which my parents cut their wedding cake.
Ole.
It's a tradition in Spain to cut your wedding cake with a sword like this.
And one of the things that I've always loved here is that Yoli's father has an incredible selection of records from the good old days. We've got the Eagles. We've got some old Bob Dylan here. All of the Bob Dylans. All the Bob Dylan you can eat. Jefferson Airplane.
Ole.
Wow. And the whole damn concert without the mud. Maybe they put a bit of mud in here just so you can enjoy it. Woodstock this weekend.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right, so next is the kitchen.
That kitchen.
The kitchen, for me, a big kitchen, because having grown up in an apartment in Madrid, this is, you know, a pretty sizable kitchen. Biggest memory, the most kind of recurring memory for me would be having breakfast here at this table and freezing my ass off.
Because that was before you didn't have central heating when you first...
We didn't have heating, so it was all like little stoves and things. And
that was for the first, like, we moved here in
That
91.
was for the first like 10 years.
Oh my
probably.
god, no
Yeah,
central
yeah.
heating in the middle of Segovia in winter.
That's us.
Hardcore. Everyone needs one of these in their life.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
What is that?
I mean, in theory, you fill it. You know, you fill
fill
it
it.
with liquor or something.
We could put
and then,
vermouth
you know,
in
you
there
can,
and
like,
age it.
Yeah. Good idea. It's never been
God.
used. It's a, you know, it's a souvenir.
Is it a souvenir if it's not if souvenir is not written on it? The bedroom.
This has always been my bedroom, and nowadays it's James and my bedroom.
And Lucia's bedroom.
And Lucia's bedroom,
I don't
of
sleep
course.
there. Yeah. I wouldn't mind. Looks comfy. My favorite is the mouth. What is that?
Well, a friend from university made it for me, but the funniest thing is that my mom hang it upside down when she just kind of saw it.
That's the bottom lip.
No, like this is correct now.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah,
But
it looks
she-
right to me.
But she had done it the other way around. It was like that for years. And then when we came back from New Zealand, I was like, Mom, like this is upside down.
And I think we need to show
And us?
Yoli as a child.
Oh yes. Not such a.
Well,
I mean, I
15 or
was.
something.
No, I was a bit older. I think. Yeah.
Maybe that's
yeah.
when we met. A week before we met.
Hang on. Yeah. I know. This used to be my brother.
Hang on. Is this real papyrus?
That's an original.
It's original from Luxor.
Like all the stuff that is good enough not to chuck it away, but not good enough to keep it in the primary home. So
That is the best definition I've ever heard of holiday home decor.
there you go. So this used to be my brother's bedroom, but given that my brother never comes, like, I don't know, maybe last time it was like 20 years ago that he came. This is my mom's bedroom now.
Because your dad snores. A close-up of the side of a train next to a Don Quixote windmill. And it's a train theme.
Of course. Well,
And then
actually,
the train of Aranjuez.
we bought them in the train museum, you know, by Delicias, where we used to live.
Oh, really?
The master bedroom
Master bedroom.
with a photo of my mom and I. Neither of us sleeps here, but... And this is a very awkward tambourine that my dad got me once for my birthday.
Oh, it was a gift.
Yeah.
I love this area up here, and we never come up here.
We never come out here. It has changed a lot.
I love this
It was
table.
pretty-
Nobody ever sits here. We could play cards here.
I used to love this. Oh my god, this little palace. Ole! I mean, it was a little bit more empty than this.
And this is yours.
Yeah, I painted that.
Recently?
Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, of course. Yesterday.
First time in Western art where the sun has been depicted with a bow tie.
Ta-da!
Woodstock.
And then there is the Who. No vamos a cogerlo. We're not gonna take it. No vamos a...
No, vamos a cogerlo. So I think when you go to certain places, it puts you in the mood for certain foods. And whenever I'm here in Segovia, I want to eat really traditional and really simple. I want to make a stew, which I'll make tomorrow. We'll make a sort of a fabada tomorrow. In the evenings, you just want to eat like basic products. So I'll show you what I've made. So this is just a really simple salad of tomato, sweet Spanish onion, and canned mackerels. This beautiful cheese, and then some jamon, which is Iberico. I realized there are these super cool retro wine glasses here that I like to use. So tumblers are out. I'm using these guys. They're awesome. Okay, so it's good night for us. Lucia's in bed. Tomorrow we are going to explore the local village. I'm going to cook a stew. It's going to be action-packed. Actually, it's not going to be action-packed. We're not going to do much, but you'll see more than just inside this living room and inside this house. From me, Yoly, and the stag, it's good night.
Good night.
We're going to kind of take a walk a little bit, show you around, show you where Yoly had her first kiss. And then, and where the old bull ring used to be, I think they're near each other. And then we're going to go into town. We need to get supplies. We need to get supplies for the stew I'm making for lunch. And we need to get breakfast. So we need to figure that out.
Memories from this area?
A lot of bike riding. I would always have my bike with me. Well, actually, my first kiss was right there behind that church. A church that in my defense will say, well, has never been used as a church or as anything.
And so I guess there's a church here because like being an urbanización,
Yeah.
it was like a community, right? And so you had people come here on the weekend, go to church on Sunday.
Yeah, I guess that was the idea. But in the end, people that wanted to go to church would go to the village next door.
And then back in the day, well, there was a bull ring in here. So I think that's so interesting. When this urbanization, when this development was built, people would go to church and going to bullfights and things like that. So you built those community items into the place. This place behind us is the El Mesón. A mesón comes from the French for maison, and in Spain it just means like a rustic place for eating, like a tavern. You know, because there was an urbanización here, there's like bull ring, church, mesón. This is the only thing of those three that actually worked, and it still works. It's you know, pretty quiet at times, but it's pretty cool, and man, it's pretty rustic on the outside. I kind of love it. It looks like, you know, just a place in the middle of nowhere.
¿Es?
Carne de la zona, ¿no?
Claro, esto es de la zona, esto es propio.
Ah, propio. Muy bien.
Menos los embutidos y los pollos, para que te vengan ya, no son míos.
Muy bien. Qué guay. Para hacer una fabada, como una especie de compango o
No, tenemos la asturiana, la morcilla,
vale.
todo eso.
Gracias. Still on the non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, I'm still on the alcoholic beer. Who's on and who's off the wagon? We're not sure. Where's the wagon? We lost the wagon.
Where's the wagon for?
The
Where's
wagon.
he going? Where's he going?
Yeah, I want to go somewhere. Sick of being at home.
Gracias.
Certainly is rustic food for a rustic place. This is a mesón sandwich.
Mesón sandwich.
All right, take a bite. Let's see how this works out. Oh my God, it's too big for your mouth. It's too big for a human, that sandwich.
I have to nibble at it.
Yeah. All right, so we've just arrived in the village Marugan. Look, it's not the most beautiful village in Spain, but it's real. It's got its church, it's got its one bar. It's like what villages are in this part of the country. We're gonna go and hit the shop first because they're gonna close at 2 o'clock, and then we'll do a little tour. Gracias. Hasta luego. Hey. The church and the bar. The center of the village, the nucleus. 16th, 17th century church, complete with its dovecote and stork's nest on the top. And the bar is just where everyone goes. It's the indoor version of the village square, really. Here you have a door that was once a door to an ultramarinos. Old spelling, right? With Y's instead of I's. Tienda, shop, ultramarino. Y vinos and wine. Ave María Purísima sin pecado concebida. Year 1851. And a little picture of a wine porron and a wine glass. Now, what does all that mean? So the first part, it means it's an ultramarinos shop, and ultramarinos is the kind of the old word for what we'd now call like a supermarket in Spain. They were neighborhood shops that sold kind of a bit of everything, but the word ultramarino means from beyond the seas. And the idea was that traditionally, going way back, these were shops that sold things from the New World, from the Americas and from Asia. And then I think they evolved into kind of the neighborhood store, and then they don't really exist anymore. But you will see sometimes ultramarinos, you know, in like a corner store. And the other part, Ave Maria Purísima sin pecado concebida. So Ave Maria Purísima, super pure. I'm sure super pure is not the best translation. Sin pecado concebida, conceived without sin. So there's a little kind of reference to Mary there. And then the year 1851. And I love the little picture of the wine and the glass. It's kind of, if you couldn't read, you still knew you could get wine there. So, you know, this land behind me, this is the province of Segovia. This is Castilla y León. This is really deep Spain, and there's kind of an emptiness to it. And there sort of always has been in a way. So after the Reconquest, this was kind of a no man's land between the Christians and the Moors. And then I think it was in about the 11th, 12th century that the Christians started to bring people from the north to repopulate this area. It's when this village appeared, I'm sure, in about the 12th century. It's just interesting how that repopulation effort happened. You know, possession is 9/10 of the law, and as the Christians were sort of fighting their way south, they would send people to just set up life here. And looking out over it, this is such deep Spain. There's a beauty in the simplicity and the emptiness of it. Yeah. Another fascinating little historical tidbit is this plaque here, which was installed 1992. So it says here on the 500th anniversary of the discovery of the Americas, quotation marks are mine. What it says is that it's a dedication to all the people of Castile, this part of Spain, and especially the men and women of Marugan, of this village, who participated in the campaign, Spain's campaign to the New World. You know, 1992 was a big deal in Spain, being 500 years since Columbus sailed and arrived in the Americas. And what is particularly fascinating, this is what I love, the little personal side to this. Juan Llorente, someone's name, vecino de Marugan, so a neighbor here or a local here of Marugan, of the village, pasó a Santo Domingo, went to Santo Domingo, what is now the capital of the Dominican Republic, on the 19th of November, 1538, 2 days after my birthday, but 500 years before I was born. This guy from Marugan in 1538, you know, maybe he didn't have a job here, there wasn't a lot going on, he just thought, well, you know, maybe I can make a life for myself in the Americas. He jumped on a boat and went there and would never probably have come back, said goodbye to his family, and wound up in Santo Domingo. And, you know, just so interesting, these little tidbits of history that you can find in a, you know, a small kind of typical village, but if you sort of know where to look, it's all here. It's very, very cool.
So I said I was going to do a stew for lunch today, and those who are watching closely, I'm sure you are saying, James, that's impossible. You haven't soaked the beans overnight. And that's right, I completely forgot to soak the beans overnight. So I have in my hand a bag of judiones de la granja, big fat beans that are perfect, and there's no way we're making stew with them today. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to clap my hands, and when I clap my hands, it's going to be tomorrow. The beans will have soaked, and we're going to cook the stew for lunch, and I'm going to show you how to make it. You ready? Okay, here we go. The beans have soaked, they've grown, they've sucked up all that water. Let me show you the ingredients of this pretty simple classic stew that I've kind of invented based on how a lot of Spanish stews are made, and then we'll start cooking. We've got a big slice of jamon. Now you'll be generally used to seeing jamon as like in thin slices, but this is a big chunk of it that we're gonna stew. We've got this chorizo. Generally this chorizo should be fresh, but we've got a slightly cured one. And then we've got some panceta, which is some pork belly, which is gonna be yummy and fatty. Then we've got an onion, salt, some olive oil. Those are the chestnuts Yoly's going to be roasting at the same time. When it comes to the spices, we've got some paprika, some Spanish paprika, garlic over here, bay leaf, black pepper. Okay, recipe time. Now, I always remember from Godfather, the director's commentary that Francis Ford Coppola said he put a pasta sauce recipe in. The gangsters were making it because if the film was crap, at least people would get a good pasta sauce recipe. So this is the idea. This video is terrible, at least you learn how to make a stew. Big pot, hope it's big enough. I'm gonna tip my beans in that have soaked, and I got rid of the water. So I'm gonna put in my different ingredients. My jamon.
Highly skilled cooking, huh?
Highly skilled cooking.
I mean, look at that. Boom, bam, bam.
Yeah. Even I can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So I'm putting the onion in. Now I'm putting, do you want to get down here, Yoly? It literally,
garlic, bay leaf.
Bay leaf,
peppercorns. I'm not putting in the that. I'm going to put that in later. And then you top it with water. The water here is a little bit funny, so that's why we do it with
mineral
water. Cover it up.
Lovely.
Yeah, mama. And then you want to get all that in there. Boom. You want a little bit of olive oil that you're going to pour in. Okay, you're going to put that on there. I am feeling rather awkward about that ridiculous outfit I have on and terrible sweatpants, so forgive me, but we're not doing this again. We're done. Okay, so you're going to cook it for about 2.5 to 3 hours, effectively until the beans and everything is cooked. But there are 2 things you have to be aware of. And Yoly, I hope you're listening because I'm going to go for a jog and I'll need you to do this. So you
I can only like film or listen, so
right.
You choose.
It's time to upgrade, and you know. So you have to scoop off the scum that floats to the surface. You need to keep an eye on that and all the impurities, I think they're often called. The other thing, and this is you have to what's called asustar the beans. So once it starts to boil, you're going to pour in a little bit of cold water to stop the boil. And you can do that 3 times over the 3 hours. When it gets to some point, you're going to pour in a little bit of cold water, stop the boiling, and then bring it back to boil again. Okay, I'm going to go for a jog. It's over to you, Yoly.
It's just you're wanting to break the boil. There you go.
Break that boil.
You bring it to boil again, and the moment it hits the boiling, then you put it on a low heat.
It's all got to be on low.
Yeah,
low,
very low.
Slow. We haven't added any salt yet, but because you're never quite sure how salty the ham and the chorizo are, we're going to wait till the end, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Alright, chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Ah, beautiful.
Nothing quite says winter, does it?
Exactly. For me, it's the arrival of winter, right?
So what is the process, Yolanda?
Well, first buy them. Make sure you buy them. Make sure you actually have chestnuts. And then just do a little cut here at the tip. Just, well, I'm no pro here, so maybe, you know.
Get flamed, don't worry. So
a little cut there so that when they're cooking, they won't burst. Right.
dump them on.
Tiki 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 with lots of love.
You always do everything with lots of love.
Ah, yeah. I'm a loving person, you could say, I guess.
That's true. Hang on, hang on, which
This way.
which way are we going?
You
And
know,
chestnuts.
Chestnuts and, you know, proper heat down there, right? Proper heat.
Alright. And how long are we going to leave it on for?
For 15-20 minutes.
In the
it
embers?
depends. Yeah, it depends on how hot they are. So I think it might actually take half an hour here.
Can you make chestnuts on an open flame without chestnuts?
No. But I'm not quite sure. Remember to check them and shake them, right? So that they cook throughout.
Right, so regular shaking.
Regular shaking, often, quite often.
Do you need me to break your chestnut,
Yes,
the aperitif?
please.
Then we hit the stew coming up here. Here you go, baby.
Oh, thank you. Looks yummy.
I'm not experienced with roasted chestnuts. Chestnuts.
Chestnuts.
I can't even say the word.
Oh, yummy.
Tastes like chicken.
I always thought that actually.
Really? I said that as a joke, but that is actually true.
But it's also sweet, you know, so like honey chicken perhaps.
Honey chicken chestnuts. Are these genetically modified?
Oh, that's so lovely.
Should we try this stew? The big reveal. Boom.
Ta-da!
That is a stew.
How beautiful.
Is it beautiful? Bring thy plate, my hungry wife. Okay.
Ooh, I like that bit there.
Boom.
A little bit more caldo, please.
All right, tasting time now. I did add in a step. I added in some fried onion, flour, and paprika to thicken it up. All right, let's try it.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Good work, huh?
Yeah. Guys, we're in super deep Spain in rural Segovia, and if you want to keep exploring deep Spain with us, we've made more videos in, off the beaten path. It's appearing somewhere around here, the playlist, so you can check that out and watch those. Meanwhile, we're going to finish our stew, and after these beans have some sort of massive gas attack afterwards. So you don't want to be around for that.
Don't stay around for that.
So we need to finish the video now. All right.
Okay.
Ciao.
So ciao.